Good afternoon and welcome to the craft class for the Guatemalan woven bracelets, brought to you by the International Festival of Burnsville. Today is Saturday, July the 24th, 2021. We didn't have an international festival last year, and so we're offering these virtual classes brought to you in a hybrid fashion so we can provide some activities. My name is Nasima Omer and I am with the International Festival of Burnsville. And I have with me today our instructor Raquel Caprosi, and we'll be starting the class pretty soon and going over everything that you need to know to complete this class and enjoy the class. I just want to go over some things here. First of all, again, thank you everybody and welcome. Taking your time this Saturday. Hope you're enjoying the class and that you have your kits already picked up and with you that were picked up from the City Hall in Burnsville. The International Festival of Burnsville is made possible through the Minnesota Waters, through grants from the Minnesota State Arts Board and the Metropolitan Regional Arts Council via legislative appropriation for the Clean Water, Land, and Legacy Amendment. If you have any questions during this class at any time, please post them in the chat or the Q&A part on the Zoom webinar, and I will address that question and communicate that question to the instructor Raquel as it pertains to the craft. Also know that this class will be recorded and the only people in the recording will be the instructor and myself, and the recording will be posted afterwards on the website. So if you want to follow the class again or share it with others, you can certainly do that and enjoy that as well. With that, I want to introduce to you Raquel Caprosi, and Raquel is an indigenous Mayan Cachical. You can correct that pronunciation too for me, Raquel, when I turn the baton over to you. And she is from Guatemala, and I'm very, very excited to have her present this amazing craft class to you. And it'll leave you learning a skill. And maybe if you know this already, it'll just refresh your memory a bit or teach you some different things here. And with that, Raquel, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this for us.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Nasima. And hi, everybody. I'm Raquel Caprosi. Yes, I am from Guatemala. I moved to Minnesota about 11 years ago. And my group is Cachiquel. So yes, that was right. In Guatemala, we have about 23 indigenous groups, and with each group their own language. My first language is Cachiquel, my second language is Spanish, and the third one will be English. Sadly, with newer generations, we haven't, or the languages have been disappearing. So, but yeah, the class today is going to be focusing on just bracelets. But the story behind these bracelets is that this is something that we learn as kids, and then we transition to something a little bit bigger. So we start with bracelets like the one that I'm going to show you today. But then we transition to something bigger, to like fajas, we call it. This is like a faja, it's like a belt. All of this is handmade, and it's going to be the same processes like the ones that we're going to do today, but the one that we're going to do today is in a miniature scale compared to this one. So it can be as thick as this one. It can be something a little bit bigger, as something like this, a little bit big. I made, well, and my sisters made these ones for face masks, but you know, we don't need face masks right now, but you can make them as complicated or as wide, as colorful, as whatever you want to. So please feel free to ask for your questions if you were to have more. To make something bigger, we're going to use today 6 threads, I believe, the max. But when we're making something bigger, like a tablecloth or like a tablecloth, we start something bigger, thicker like this. once you start working with these threads, this has around 80 threads. So no, sorry, not, it has more than 80 threads, 80 pairs of two, sorry. So then it can be really wide, and I'm going to show you what this one will look like in the future once I start working on it. It's going to look something like this. It's going to be a little bit bigger and wider. As I said, you have to count the threads, and then you can make designs. Every indigenous groups in every state of my country has different or specific designs for each. So for my country, or for my group, the Indigenous Cachiquel group, our trademark, I would say, is this design, because this design is not only seen on one side of the tablecloth, but it can be seen on the other side too. So this is only specific to to my country, or to my tribe. Sorry.
Raquel, what is that picture on there? That's a fascinating tidbit that it's both sided, double-sided, and
Yes.
it's unique to your state.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for other groups, I don't have anything handy right now, but they only have it only on one side,
Yes.
for example.
Wonderful. And the colors are so vibrant. Do they all, I can't hear you. Uh, do they all have bold colors and vibrant colors typically?
Well, yes, the country itself is very colorful, and everything, since everything is fresh and everything, the weather over there is always warm, and it's always spring-like the entire year. So everything is very warmth, like based on colors. But you can actually do themes too. I want to show you this one. This one is a little bit more pastel-like colors, but then you can add something fun to it, some fun colors. So you can do different designs, and you can just mix and match. So this one, for example, this is like the designs that were, well, not exactly like the designs we're going to do today, but this one is just one-sided only. You see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll show you guys other things. But yeah, do you guys have any questions as of right now?
Right now I've addressed one question. We just had a question. In the event there's more time needed, what would be the best way to communicate that? And I just want to say again that this will be recorded and it will be posted on the International Festival of Burnsville website, which is INTLFEST under the crafts. So you can follow that recording again and complete your bracelets at your own time as well. So that's a wonderful thing that we will have on there. And we'll go over that again before we end the class. I'll give you that website and information again. So Raquel, um, you mentioned that your country has everything fresh, so it's a lot of vegetation. And what's the most common plant that's grown there, or a pretty flower, or your favorite food in Guatemala?
Yeah, so actually, so some for the country itself, not just my state, but the country itself, the orchids actually are the most prominent plants over there, because everything is very humid. So there are different types of orchid depending on the state that you go to, but the orchid is actually our national flower, because it's the one that thrives the most in there. When it comes to
Oh,
vegetables or vegetation, it's, I don't know, everything from any vegetables that we have here too, but mainly grains and anything else that, I don't know, that can grow in either tropical land, or some of them can just grow in cold weather. So yeah, anything.
oh, and it's so fascinating that this art of weaving is brought down to family members from your moms and your grandmothers, and your sister actually does that quite a bit, and so it's a good source of income as well for the country, isn't it?
Yes, so it is a craft that is being taught generation by generation. And I was going to tell you something about some designs too that are not just, and some of the colors are adapted to what we have right now, right? Like everything is colorful, but the designs have specific meaning to us too. Most of them are based on the things that we have. So most of them are based on seeds, flowers, animals that we have. And yes, all my sisters know how to weave. All my family knows how to weave because that's what we do to survive. So that's what we started in small scales, and then that's how we progress. Once we master one skill or the basic skills, we can progress to something more complex, such as this, we call it tapete or tablecloth.
Tabete? Is
Tapete,
that?
Tapete.
Mm.
Yep. So any other questions?
Yeah, that's fascinating. So, Spanish is spoken by most people there, and you explained earlier that there are 23 groups, and they all have their own little dialects or a
Correct.
variation. Yeah, so there's a lot of history there from the Mayan background, and you have mountains as well as water and.
That's correct. Yeah, we have access to the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, actually. We do have active volcanoes right now, so there is a danger of a lot of eruptions, actually, earthquakes, so all of that good stuff that we don't have here. So, but yeah, we do have access to both. So then we do have access to a lot of seafood too, and but mainly for indigenous people, we mainly eat seeds and, as I said, plants. Because that's we usually, most of the people over there, or most of the indigenous people only do farming, but at a very smaller scale than what we do here in the US.
Do you guys eat a lot of meat? Like any particular animal? Like is sheep more prominent or cow or?
Actually, for the communities, for the small communities, no, it's mainly grains, as I said before,
Oh,
plants.
grains, yeah. And chickens maybe?
Yeah, chickens. Yeah, that could be the most common because it's expensive. And once you make a craft like this takes about, depending on how slow or how fast you are, you can either finish one of these either in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. So depending, this design over here, the technique for this design is a little bit more complex. So sometimes people make their own blouses. This one, for example, this is very simple, but people can make. I do have my grandma's blouse over here, but they can make a blouse only with this specific technique, and this one can take up to 3 months. So once you complete something like this, you can either sell it or trade it with something else that you might need. But it's the value doesn't actually make it justice to the effort or the time that we put into this project, I would say.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Are there any questions? If anyone has any questions that you'd like to ask Raquel, please post it in the chat here or in the Q&A section, and I'll be sure to address it. So with that, Raquel, I am so super excited, as I'm sure our participants are. We've got 3 participants now, so that's excellent. And we've had many more pick up some kits so they could follow it on their own time with the recording. Okay, let's get started. The baton's over to you, Raquel.
Okay, perfect. So let me just move my camera a little bit so then we can
Sounds great.
See. Okay, sorry, I had done this before, but I don't know why it's not working now. Let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to move everything.
That's fine. That's fine. While you're doing that, I'll just let the participants know again that we will be posting this recording on the website. I don't know exactly when that'll be. It'll be soon, I hope. And along with that, we'll have in your kit, you'll see a piece of paper. Okay, it had the link to this particular Zoom as well, and also some information and description on the class as far as what is included in your kit. You have everything you need in this particular kit, and Raquel will go over exactly what items she's going to take and what you need first, etc. So she's excellent, an excellent instructor, and she'll guide you step by step. You do need one hardcover book, and it could be any type of a book. I happen to have one hardcover book here. So it can be any size of a book, and it'll be mostly for support and helping you get the weaving done. So if you don't have that handy, you may want to go grab one real quick. Okay, another thing that is optional is if you have a belt, like just a belt for your skirt or a belt for your pants or something, you may want to grab that. You might find it a little more comfortable to work with as we go through the steps of weaving. But you don't have to have that. Everything you need, as I said, is included in your kit. And also if you share this information with others, and they want to follow along, they'd have to just buy the strings, and you'll going through the class, you'll be able to also guide them with what they need. When this recording gets posted on that website, and the website link is in your paper, okay, that came with your kit, you'll also see some basic directions on the bracelet. You'll see this picture that's posted up there as well. All right, Raquel, how are you doing? Are you ready?
Good. Yes, I am
Okay,
ready. Is everybody,
wonderful.
can everybody see it okay in here?
Yep, I am actually going to pin your view now, so you will be spotlighted for everyone.
Okay.
Okay, you
So I
are on.
Okay, thank you, Nasima. So I got a kit that Nasima prepared for everybody. And it has the instructions for the first bracelet, and it has other links where you guys will be able to see the recordings too. Okay, I have this first picture, right? I'm going to put it over here so all of you guys can see it. In your kit, I didn't get the scissors, but I know you guys have one in your kit. So in your kit, you should have one of these little paper clips. You should have a little bucket for the beads that you might use if you want to. So I'm going to put them over here, and you have some thread. The first one we're going to do is this one where the instructions are included for. And for this one, you are not going to need this is supposed to be the belt. The thicker one is supposed to be the belt. But we're not going to use it right now. This is going to be for the second one. So for the first one, let me see, we have all of this thread. We're going to choose, let me see. Okay, sorry, it's a little bit long over here, but okay. So we are going to separate the materials for the first, what is that? Sorry, I'm just going to make sure I'm going to align them all together so you guys can see them. Let me see, so this is 6. We can use this one for the second one if you guys want to. So this is a little bit thicker than the other ones. I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but we can use this one for the other ones. Okay, so this.
Raquel?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to know, the simple bracelet ones are in this small baggie here.
Oh,
So
okay.
there is that colored blue string in there. That would be the body, I believe.
This one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we can do this one for the body, and then the other ones for the round, right? So
Yeah.
let's do this ones then. I'm going to this one. Is this the color I did? Sorry, I mixed them up with the other ones. I didn't know which one was what, but I can use this one for the outside. This one, right? Like the blue. Is it yellow, purple, and red?
Sure.
Or which one did you have? Sorry, I didn't know which one you had.
Sure, no, either one is fine. Just that the body was that little blue one that was colored, and
One.
I think you have that. Yeah,
Okay.
because in the other one, I have the thicker one for the body.
This one.
Yeah, that's for the next one. That's for the bracelet number 2.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm a little
So
confused which
no,
one.
you've got it. The thing you got out from the little plastic bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So just to let everybody know, I will just show you what I am. Okay. So if you could see me, the little baggie that was in your Ziploc bag contains a little blue string, blue colored string. That's what Raquel has as well, as she's defined will be your body part. And then you'll have three different colored strings in there as well. And you'll be using that for this bracelet number 1. All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Raquel.
Yep. So we're going to take those two colors, the one that Nasima was pointing out, and I'm just going to put my finger over there so all of them are the same length, or the same length, I would say. And as we see in the first step over here, we're going to make a little loop, okay, and a knot. So it's going to be really easy. Just grab it, turn it around, and then you're going to make a little knot. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to, this is going to be the end where you're going to be putting the inside of or the other end of the bracelet. So now that we have the knot, we're going to get our paper clip, this one. And I have a really thick science book. So this is going to, it's very heavy and sturdy. And I just go to the hardcover, and I'm just going to make a little, I'm just going to keep it over there, or clip it in there, so then I have a little bit of tension in there. Once we advance a little bit, we're going to clip it by the knot, so then we can have a little bit more of a tension.
Okay, so just one moment. I want to give everybody just a moment here to kind of get to where you are. If the participants or attendees, can you just give me a thumbs up or a little smiley face in the chat part if you're up to this point where you've got your string kind of in half to measure it and got your hardcover book with the clip? Is everyone good? Okay, I have not seen anything posted.
Okay, perfect. So
So
Amanda, I see.
just go on. Yep. Okay, I got a yes. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Now, in the center, this is what Nasima was referring as the body. The center is going to be the 4 little threads that are bluish kind of. So all of these are going to stay in the middle, okay? So this is our body. On the sides, we have 2 colors of the 4 threads. So we have 2 over here and 2 over here. I just have divided them 2 by 2, okay? Or yeah. So then we have like a little road in here. So we have the body, and we have the other ones that are going to be folding around, okay? The first step for this is going to be, I put in the second step. It's going to be a backward or reverse L. The way this is going to do, you're going to do this is you're going to take this end on the right, you're going to put it under the body or under the blue thread. So it looks like this, right? Ignore this left one for a second. So we're on the right over here. I put my thread under the blue part. Then I'm going to take this end and I'm going to go back inside. You see, I'm going to show you how it looks like. It looks like a reverse L, and it goes under the body, then goes over the body, and it goes inside the loop. And then you're just going to pull it and then pull it up like that. Not too tight, but somehow tight, so then it doesn't come up. We're going to ignore the one on the right. Okay, so now we're going to go on the left. Same thing. We're going to create an L. Do you see I created my L over here? And then this one is going to go again under the body. Let me show you. Under the body. And then it's going to go inside the L. Do you see? And then again, you're going to pull it until you go all the way to the knot. Okay, and then we're going to repeat the process again on the right. Again, the reverse L that is going to go under the body. This is the reverse L. I want to make sure that you guys see it. The reverse L that is going under the blue part. And then the end of the same thread, we're going to pull inside or under this L, the long stick of the L, I would say, and then just pull it up like that. And then you basically continue with that process until you are happy with the length. But I'm going to keep telling you that it's going to be, for the left side, it's going to be a regular L that is going under the body, and it goes inside the L. And I'm going to do it a little bit slower if you guys want me to do it a little bit slower. So now on the right one, I'm going to do the reverse L that is going under the body. Like this. And then the end of this thread is going to go inside this little loop, this little circle. And you just lift the other part. So this is the circle. and this, it goes under it, and you just pull it like that. Do you guys have any questions about it? And it should start looking like this. I don't know if we can make it a little bit closer. Do you guys
Oh
see?
yeah, that looks beautiful, Raquel. How talented.
Thanks.
And you know, the amazing thing is the kids attending in today's crafts, they're making it right now too. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
they're making it, and I hope to, I think I see Ruth has her hand up, so I don't know if she has any question.
Ruth has her hand up. Okay, Ruth, do you want to type in your question, please, in the chat? And I'll address it with Raquel. Okay.
Okay, so then you guys, you can go from the right to the left. So then if you did the left, then you can start doing the right. So it's you're going to be doing the same step until you're happy with the length of your bracelet. Let me show you. And for the purpose of this bracelet, you can add beads if you want to. We have a few ones from that Nasima provided, so I'm going to show you how to use it in a little bit. I'm just going to make it a little bit longer so then the bead can stay. I'm going to probably add 2.
Okay. So Raquel, Ruth was just saying yes. She's with you. She's following you there.
Oh,
And
perfect.
yeah, thanks, Ruth. The feedback is great being posted in chat. In our changing world, you know, our theme actually for this year's International Festival of Burnsville is Art in a Changing World. And we all have experienced a lot of change in these last year and a half or two. So thank you, Ruth. Yeah, do give us your feedback in the chat. That'll help us gauge as to where we're at in the class here. Thank you.
Yeah, so let me see. I'm going to keep it a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit longer because I would like my bracelet to have the bead in the middle. So I'm going to go a little bit faster, but you guys can go at your own pace. But it basically is the same step, and you're just going to go up from the right to the left, and then vice versa. Some people do 2 on the right, 2 on the left, but so whatever you want, if you feel comfortable doing this and one by one, that's perfectly too. It's perfectly fine too. So I'm just going to do one by one because I don't know, that's what we started and that's how it looks. I feel like it's more, people feel more comfortable with. Again, the body is going to be moved. I mean, you can just hold the body basically if you're really comfortable just doing it with one hand. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to feel. But basically, it's just like a knot around the body, and then you just make sure the knot goes next to the previous knot. Let me see.
So Raquel, I have a question. So
Yes.
you know how you explained the reverse L, and then we take that you know, not the body part, but the string on the right or the left from under the body string, under the main body. So that's what we're calling the main string. What happens if we go over?
Oh, it's just going to change the pattern. It's just going to, instead of you seeing this part in here, you're going to see the pattern from the bottom. And it's basically similar. It's just for a trained eye, you're going to see the difference.
Okay.
Like me, I will be able to see the difference. For you guys, probably it will look like the same because the colors are the same.
Okay.
It changed much, actually. I can try, I will do one for you guys. Let me see. So you can actually go on top of the body. This is the body. And then you can just get the last part of it there, or the end of it there. And you don't see much difference, do you? I can try to see, go over here. And this is again from the top. So we change the sequence. And yeah, I don't see much difference right now with this. You guys probably won't see much difference either, but you can actually go over and or below. I just can see that the sequence has changed a little bit, but it doesn't, you cannot see much change. I'll show you.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. So if anyone does it and by mistake they do one over, not to stress about it is because yeah, they could keep going and then switch back to going under. Yeah.
Yes. So now I'm happy with the length of my bracelet. I'm going to add. I want to add a bead, and since this one is kind of green and red color, I probably want to add a. Let's do a blue one because you guys will be able to see it better. And what I do with the bead is that I'm going to go to the body of to the end of the body of the bracelet, and you just basically going to add the bead, and then go the top, and then continue as if nothing has happened. So I'm going to, again, it's the same knot. Just go there and tight it a little bit. Go over here, and then put the thread inside of the L, like this, and then go over it, tight it a little bit, so then the thread stays.
Oh, cool.
And then start again with the rest one. And if you do 2 on one side and 2 turns on, so let's say you forgot that you did the left and then you did the left again, it's totally fine. It's just, again, it's going to, let me show you. It's not going to be an issue if you do 2 on each side and then you do 2 on the right side. It's going to be basically the same thing. Just the design is going to change a little bit, but it's not a big deal. It still looks pretty pretty. So I did it 2 in each side, and I'm going to do 2 on the left now. Okay.
So Raquel, when you know, some of the awesome fabrics and belts and things, that shawls that you showed us earlier on, you know, when you were talking about your culture, does the body string have to be like super, super long?
Well, for this, depending on how you want to make it, actually. So this one, for this purpose, for this one, this is folded, so it's going to be twice the length, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a very small tablecloth, so it's going to be
Okay.
the size of this one, actually. Something like this. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
This is just something for what we use it in Guatemala is to keep tortillas warm. So once they're freshly made. So yeah, so you can make it the length that you want to and however wide you want it to.
So you all have tortillas in Guatemala as well. Is corn tortilla more popular, or is flour tortilla?
Actually, we don't eat flour tortilla. It's mainly corn tortilla.
Corn tortilla. Okay, interesting. And what you call it, just tortilla, or you call it something else?
No, just tortilla.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but we usually don't eat what is that, flour tortilla, actually.
Yeah, flour tortilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. What's the word for string?
Hilo.
Hilo.
Hilo. Hilo.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to do it very slow for you guys so you can see it. I'm doing 2, so it's very similar to what we did before. It's just going to look a little bit different, but it's not. As I said, I think it still looks pretty. This part over here is 2 and 2. I'll show you. So over here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but over here was the one under. Over here was the one over, which it just flipped the color. I mean, it looks basically the same. Over here, I started doing 2 and 2 on each side, 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and it still looks the same. Like it's just going to me, I can just spot the difference, but it's not a biggie. I think it looks really pretty too. So you guys can experiment to either just do 2 knots on each side or just 1 knot on each side. It's going to look cool anyways.
Wow, there's so many options we have here just in this very first bracelet. So we could do 1 on each side. That's awesome. You could just leave it like that and just continue all along, or put in a bead, or put in a couple of beads, you know, do a little bit and put another bead, and or do 2 on each side. Wow, we've already got 3 different variations there, Raquel. That's awesome.
So I'm going to add another bead just because I don't know, I want another bead. So let's do that purple. Let me see. And again, the way you add the bead for this one is going to be super easy. Just go to the end of the body and then just add the bead. Move it all the way to the top and then continue. Since I did the last two on the left side, I'm going to start with the right side now. Okay. And again, do the little knot in there. Make sure you tighten up a little bit because the bead can move a little bit, but not tight enough so then it kind of shrinks your bracelet. So there. I'm going to start again with one. Actually, the two one looked really good, I thought. But we can start the one again. So then we can do one on each side. Are you guys having any complications or any confusions on this first one? Or anything that you guys want me to repeat or go over again?
Yeah, hi. Let's get a gauge for how is everyone doing. From Amanda, she says, it's looking wonderful. Thank you so much. And at the start of the meeting of the class, Ruth said, thanks. Let me read that to you, Raquel. She says, thank you, Raquel. Looking forward to this class. And if you all have a moment to just drop in a quick note in the chat to let us know how you're doing, if you want us to keep going or...
Yeah, and I'm almost going to be done with this one because I don't want it to go around like all the way around my wrist.
Okay.
I just want enough so you can see the part over here in my wrist. I'll show you.
Okay.
So I'm going to go really fast now so that I can finish it. And then you guys can see how I will finish it or how I will make a knot and then I will do a thread at the end or do something easier instead of a thread or the braid actually, because the braid is going to probably be a little bit tricky for some kids.
Yeah, and I think because everybody's working the bracelet, it's quite challenging to just stop and put in a note in the chat. The reason we have designed it, the International Festival of Burnsville, the reason we designed it this way is with respect to privacy, and accordingly is why we don't have you all on video. Otherwise, we would have loved, Raquel and I would have loved to see you working your project here and the progress, because wonderful colors, we've got wonderful colors in all these kits of the string, so I bet your bracelets look wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, Ruth didn't get to pick up the kit, but I'm following along, so know what to do. Raquel is giving very good instructions, so that's great feedback for you. Ruth, you know what? Reach out to me by sending an email, a reply to the email that you got on this particular craft, or reach out through Contact Us. My name's Nasima Omer. I'll be sure to get you a kit. We do have some extra kits, and I can get that to you. How's that? Okay. And Jody was the lady who asked if, what if there wasn't enough time or needed more time, and she has dropped out. I think she may have had some engagement going on, so she could only attend maybe the first part of class. I don't know. But we're happy that this will be recorded and available, so she'd be able to follow along too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am happy with the length of my bracelet, especially for kids because they have a really small wrist, right? So what I usually do is that I just do the last ones. So let's say you did the last ones and then we can just do a little knot in there with all of them, the body included, okay? The body and the sides. So you can just make a knot in there. And this is going to be your bracelet. What I used to do before is that I used to braid them, but since I don't have, we don't have, for the sake of time, I just divide them, the threads, half and half, regardless, it doesn't have to be perfect. But just divide them half and half and then roll them both on the same side, to the same direction, to the right. I'm rolling them to the right, okay? So now you take the other side and then you roll them again to the right also, okay? And then you'll see that it's going to start twisting. and then roll it to the opposite side, to the left. So I roll it both on to the right, and then as I started rolling both to the right, they started twisting. So then once you have it all rolled up as the way you want to, you roll it to the opposite side. So both on that direction, and then you will both of them on the left direction. So I want to show you guys how it looks like. And you see it's like a little twisted end. So once you have it the length that you want to, again, you do make a knot at the end of the thread. And then you get the ending. And I just cut the last part over there. And there's your bracelet. And then over here, obviously, you're going to put the wrist. Let's see. And then in the little loop, you're going to introduce insert the this little part that you finished. I cannot do it with one hand, but I think you guys will have somebody else to help you. And that's it. I mean, you can make a little knot over there. Okay, I got it.
Wow, that is beautiful, beautiful. Raquel, how do you say "here it is" in Spanish?
Well, acá está.
Say that slowly so people like me can follow.
Acá está, I guess.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And what's the word for bracelet? How do you say bracelet?
In Spanish will be pulsera.
Pulsera. Ruth says it's very cute.
Thank you, Ruth. Okay, so this is the first one, and you're obviously going to have some waste, but it's totally fine. So, okay, so this is the first one. Do you guys want to do the second one? Do we have time, Nasima?
Oh, we absolutely have time. It's 2:45, and we have till 3:30. So we've got plenty of time. And if we finish early, that's good. Or if we don't finish in time, you know, the recording will be posted so people can follow along there, or if it takes just a few minutes over, you know, so we can gauge it. In other words, we do have time, Raquel.
Okay. I feel like we have enough, like a lot of this one, so I'm not sure we're going to use it all. Just so you know, Nasima. But
okay.
we can.
So yeah. So Raquel, if I may, I'll just remove you from spotlight so you can see me maybe as well.
Okay.
So what I have is in the Ziploc bag, there's wool. There's wool over here that's brownish in colored and tan. That's going to be your pretend waist belt. That's going to, yes, that's the waist belt. So people, if they want, they can double it and tie it around their waist. Not so tight, but you can direct them with that. The string that's a lot is the loop that is 6 strings.
Yeah,
uncut. Yeah.
Yep.
And then what I have is per your directions, I have 3 different colors of strings.
Yeah, this one's. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you should have the super thick one, and it's supposed to be the belt. The one next to that one would be a little bit thick too, and this one will be for the body. And over here, this will be for the additions for the bracelet. So I'm going to use this one because I don't have a belt right now. So I'm going to just tie it again around my waist. Well, but mostly my chest because it's a little, so you guys can see it. And like Nasima said, don't make like a real knot because you're going to be able to, so you can remove it later on. But the beginning of this bracelet is going to be exactly the same as the other one. We're going to make a loop, but instead for this one, we started from the top, right? For the second one, we're going to start from the bottom. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So let's say this is the second thickest material that you guys had, right? Again, same thing. We're going to make a knot. So then we can get it will result with a loop. I just feel like this is a lot, Nasima. This is really thick, so I'm not sure I want to use them all. So let's just do 2.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds great.
A little bit thick. So then I'm just going to cut it over here. So then, okay.
Okay, so let's just give a moment for everybody to get caught up with that, because our kits have the colored string in there, which is thicker, and it's so to say loop or turned like 6 times. So you'll find something in your bundle, and I'm just going to show it to you over here myself. So I have my 6 strings here, and they would have been bundled like this in your little Ziploc bag. So Raquel, if I'm understanding correctly, I'm going to just follow what you said. I'm going to just use a total of
4.
4
Yeah,
strings and remove 2 strings. So you'll
correct.
need to just kind of, just take a moment here. We'll give you some time here to get caught up. But essentially you want 4 strings of this length, and then the remaining 2, you've got that scissor in your little kit, and you can just remove the 2. And
Yeah.
then Raquel, the thicker wool type texture of the brown, as you said, goes around the waist.
Yes, I have it already over here on my waist. But as I said, don't tie it don't tie it too tight, because we're going to use it for the loop that we're going to create on this orange one, on the orange thread.
Okay. Let me see if everyone's caught up. Amanda, how are you doing? I know, Ruth, you're following along. You don't have the kit there. Amanda, you good to proceed? Yes, she's good to
Okay.
proceed. Thank you, Raquel.
So now we have the 4 strings, and we're going to do the same first step as the other one. What we're going to do is that we're going to make a little knot. So then we're going to have a loop. Let me show you. So here, you don't have to make it really big. It can be really small. So it's just for this other end to enter, to be introduced, or inserted in there. So, okay. So
Raquel, I'm sorry. Can you please show me in slow motion kind of how you made this loop?
I already made it. I don't know if I
Oh,
can.
is it just kind of like a knot, but not really a knot, right?
I'll show you with the other.
Yeah, that will work.
So
Okay, so you make a,
them
okay.
has same length, right?
Uh-huh.
Like this U supposed to be on the same length, right? Like all of the threads. Make sure that a thread is not shorter or higher, anything like that. So all of them should be on the same length. And then the way that you make a knot, I guess, is just hold this U, because this is a U over here. Just hold it, and then go around your finger. You're going to make like a little circle in there, and then get this U, the end of it, and that's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Raquel.
So okay, so this is the loop that we made in here. This loop in this case, we're going to use it we're going to put it inside our little belts that we made. So just to create some tension, it's not for any other purpose, just to create some tension. I have my belt.
So it's called a slip knot. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah, it's called a slip knot. Perfect.
So,
So is that a slip knot on the belt part? Because you just undid that, right?
the belt doesn't have a knot. I'm just
Okay, just a temporary knot that you can open.
It's just for tension too, so we don't need to. We will need to be able to remove this one after we're done.
Okay.
So now I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have the belt in here, and I have the little the knot around my little. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to get this end, and I'm just going to try to make something. So like, what did Ruth call it? Like slip end? No, what did she call it?
Slip knot.
Okay, so I'm going to do a slip knot, but I'm not going to use the rest of it. I'm just going to make something in there, so then I can create some, so then the paper clip can grab from it, I guess. Don't tie this end, okay? So I'm just going to put my little paper clip on it, so then we can create some tension. So now I have some tension in here. And you guys are going to see the 4 little knots, right? Or the 4 little threads, right? Okay. The way we're going to make this one is that we're going to grab the other thread that Nasima put in the kit. I'm going to grab one color first. So let's say I'm going to grab the red one, because this is, you guys will be able to see it better.
Okay. Raquel, I'm sorry. What happens to the rest of the string that's not tied to the clip?
It's over here. All of it is
Yeah.
here.
Are we going to use that later
I'm
or?
not touching it yet.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So I'm not touching it. I'm just going to leave it there and not touch it. I just created this little what is that?
The knot, slip knot.
The slip knot right now, just so then the paper clip can grab it. Otherwise, you don't have to. You can just I don't know, make a little bundle in there and then just make sure that the paper
Okay.
grabs it like that. And that one works too.
Okay.
So now I grabbed the color that you gave me, the other 3 colors that you gave me, Nasima. So then we have the 2 ends in one side over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I will go and grab one of these orange threads, just one, and go around it like this. So now my U is going to be, or the little end over here is going to be in one of these oranges. Do you see? I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yes. So essentially you just put one string under one of the orange.
Correct. And since in this case we have 4 oranges, we're going to leave 2 in the middle and 1 on each side like this. I just want you guys to see exactly how it looks supposed to look like. So it has 2 in the middle and 1 on each side, okay? So the 2 in the middle, we're going to call it the body, okay? So now I have this, the string that I just added to one of the sides, the single ones. I will go over the center or the middle, and I will go under the other one. You see the other single one. It's just creating this. So this one is inside of this one, but then it goes over the body and under the other single one on the right. Do you see?
Yeah.
And then once
Amanda,
it's done,
you good with that? Ruth, you good with that? Okay, we can move along. Yep, I got it. Yep.
So then we go all the way to the base to where the knot was, the first knot that we created over here. Okay. And then now basically it's going to be like a worm, like we're going to go back and forth. But I want to show you guys. So now when we go to the left, we are going to go under the body. The 2 singles should stay in the bottom. Do you see this color is going to go under the body? Let me show you. Do you guys see this? I'll make it white. Do you guys see this? So then the color, now that we're going to the left, we're going over the single one on the right, under the middle one, and then over the left one, the left single. Do you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay. So now you pull it, and then you try to make sure that it goes closer to the other one that you made. Okay. So now, since we're going to the right, we're going to pull the 2 singles on the right? And these ones are going to be on the top because the body has to be on the bottom now. See? So we're going to put the thread in the bottom. So then these 2 singles are up now. And like this. And now, since we're going to the left, only the body is going to go on top. And this thread is going to go underneath it, this one.
Under the body.
Yeah. So basically we're going to go back and forth. So now the 2, since we're going to the right back again, we're going to leave the 2 on the sides like that. And you just go back and forth. You see, you're going back and forth. And now it's going to be really clear that which one you need to leave, because I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me show you. But do you see the little threads? So now you see that the body is over here, but then since we're going to the left, we're going to have to leave the 2 on the sides.
Yes.
You see it?
Yes.
So remember, if we're going to the right, when you're moving to the right, you're going to leave the 2 singles on the right, on the side, sorry, on the sides. When you're going to the left, you're going to move, you're going to lift the two together in the middle. Okay. We're going to the right, we're going to lift the 2 on the sides. We're going to the left. We're going to lift the two in the middle.
The body.
The body, yeah.
So, this is a good one. Like if say, for example, I was doing it and I made a mistake and going to the left, I did it incorrectly. It's easy to remove this particular type of one.
Yes, for this one, it's really easy. It's the same pattern all over. The cool thing about this one though is that we will be able to add different colors to it. So then you can make, I don't know, create different themes for it. But I just want you guys to see. So this one has 6 threads, right? Or sorry, 4 threads. This one, this faja, for example, is the same part or the same concept of it. But this one will have really a lot of threads on the side instead of just having 4. It has a lot of them on the side. But this is where you can start creating. The wider it is, the more designs you can start creating. So you can make something more complicated. I don't think I have an example, but if I were to have one, I would have shown you guys. But you can make really cool concepts. You can make really cool shapes and figures. But for the purpose of this one, we're just going to focus on this one. It's ideally will be 3 threads, right? But then this one will work perfectly. So since we're going to the left again, we're going to be in the body. Right? Lift the body. We're going to the right. We're going to lift the 2 singles on the right, on the side. Sorry, I don't know what people keep saying on the right, on the side. We're going to the left. We're going to be lifting the body. We're going to the right. We're going to be lifting the 2 singles on the sides. We're going to the left. We're going to be lifting the body. We're going to the right. We're going to be lifting the 2 singles on the sides. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you guys have any questions? You basically go back and forth and you're going to be able to see which ones you need to lift left because the next story, because it should be the same thing when you're going to the right or to the left. So since we're going to the left, we're going to lift the body.
Raquel, is it possible to put a bead in this one or no?
Yes. And I'm going to put a bead after this color, after I complete this color.
Ah, I see. Yep, Ruth says it makes a lot of sense. Yes, okay, it makes sense. Yep.
Perfect. So for this one, let me see if I can. The white, so this is the basic, as I said, concept for anything else that we create. So the wider it is, so let's say instead of using 4 threads, I used, I don't know, 80 threads, like for this little small one, for example. Instead of, so for this one, the more threads, the threads are obviously a little bit thinner than this one. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
So for this one, we have to use a special, we call it aguja, which is a little stick that we use. It was, in the past, we used to use it when we kill an animal, we use the bone and we will carve it, and then we will use it to create these patterns.
Interesting.
Have
like a needle. Amanda says like a needle. Would you use that little part of the animal carved bone? Correct. Like a needle? Yes.
Yeah.
Great idea there, Amanda. Great parallel.
Yeah. So, but then as of recently, I think that was mainly for my grandma's generation. For some reason, people right now, they are not, I don't know, they can't do that, I think, for, I don't know. I don't know why not, but they don't do that. They actually make the needles now with wood.
Okay.
Which is cheaper too.
Yeah, cheaper resources, right? I wonder, is it like the length of it is pretty much like the length of a crochet hook or something, a crochet needle?
Yeah, I want to say, I think I might have mine around here. I can look for it after if you guys want to. I can show you mine. But okay, so for this one, I kind of finished the color, and I'm happy with this. This over. And if I want to, I said, well, you know what? I want to add a little bead. Let's add the black one, because that one. Oh, maybe the orange one, so you guys can, or the green one, so you guys can see it. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping them all.
Ooh, okay. Runaway bead. What's the word for bead?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. We don't usually use beads for this one because, like, we can just add something on top of it if you want to, but this for
Yeah.
this, since this is a belt, we cannot add anything to it.
Okay.
Only for for bracelets. So okay, so let's go to the body. Now I'm going to divide them so you guys can see it. Let me see if I can. I think this one is a little cut over here. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys. I have the two singles on the side and the body in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the end of the body. Oh, let me just make them even. Doesn't matter if it's not even, but for just so it can go in a little bit easier. I will go to the, I will grab the end of the middle or the body, and I will insert the thread in there, and I will drop it to where my
In
end
the
is.
body. How cool is that?
So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go back again. I'm going to try to tie it over here with my paper clip. I think both of them. Okay, so perfect. All over there. So what I want to do now is I'm going to start the second color, right? Because I finished the first one. So let's do the yellow one or the purple. I don't know which one you guys will be able to see. Let's do the purple one.
Yeah. Yeah, both are actually visible. So either one. Yeah.
Okay. So same thing. I'm going to grab the end of this purple color, and I'm going to start again on the left. So just for consistency purposes, I'm going to go under this first single on the left. I'm going to grab the two ends of this purple one, and I'm going to pull it all the way so then it's all the way over here. Okay. And once we start with this one again, it's the same pattern. Since I lifted this one on the left, I'm going to lift the one on the right, and the body's going to go under it. Okay. And then again, if I'm going to the left, I'm going to be lifting the body. Just make sure it goes all the way down there. Okay. And then again, I'm going to the right. I'm going to be lifting the two on the sides. I'm going to the left. I'm going to be lifting the body. And I'm going to the right. I'm going to be lifting the two on the right. I'm going to lift it a little bit so you guys can see the concept of this. Can you guys see that when I'm going to the left, I'm going to lift the body, right? Like the center.
Yes.
When I'm going to the right, I'm going to be lifting the two sides.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, very clear. Thanks, Raquel.
Yep. And then you continue doing this until you are happy with the length. And
yep,
if you want
Ruth, sorry, Ruth says yes. I'm sure Amanda's a yes too. Because she hasn't posted a no, so that's fine. And Ruth also said, yeah, if this time, like you said, Raquel, if that wooden needle is handy and you can place it quick, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I'll show you after I'm done with
Yeah, afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying Ruth posted that feedback that, yeah, she'd like to see it.
I'll show you the one that I have been working on. I haven't been working on it that as much as I would like to because of work, but I have been, I do have a tapete ready to go. Like I do, that's the one that I was showing on how to do at the landmark in St. Paul. Because of the time, I haven't been able to work on it, but I will show you how it is made or how big it can be, if you want to see it that way.
That looks so pretty.
Yeah, so you can just add as many colors as you want to. I like the colors that transition into different colors, like the blue one that we had before. Or like this one, for example, this one's transitioned in different colors too.
So you know what comes to mind, because my hair is longer now. We could really make a longer string and just use it as a headband, couldn't we?
Yes, actually, yes.
And tie like a little elastic at the ends or something, or like a ponytail tire or a hair tie, or.
Yeah, I actually do have some of those. I'll show you in a little bit once we're done with this one, and I can show you the tejido that I was working on previously. Okay.
What was the hilo again?
Hilo?
Yeah, what was
thread?
Thread, that's right.
Yeah.
And what about colors? What's the word for colors?
It actually is the same spelling, except that it has an additional O, so it's colores. or actually,
Colores.
colores singular, colores is plural.
Okay.
Okay, so I am done with my purple color, and then I do want to add the yellow one, just so you guys can see how it ends. Or if, let's say, if you guys are happy with this length and you just want a little bracelet that shows only on the top of your wrist, then this is a good size. But if you want something, another color, I just want another color just because of this bit.
Because you have the thread and it's so pretty looking.
Yeah.
Raquel, do
Yes.
the kids learn in school this weaving technique?
No, it's actually at home.
Only at home.
Yeah.
Do you think it's still a very active tradition for the older family family member to pass it on to the younger family member?
Yeah, it is still
Okay. It's still
so.
pretty okay.
Yeah, but sadly, with globalization and how expensive the living is in Guatemala now, and how it's affecting them, sadly, a lot of people are not learning. I mean, they can still learn, but they're not learning, especially with the language, because as you guys know, there's a lot of racism over there too. And then when indigenous and speaks another language or an indigenous language, they are kind of pushed aside.
Interesting.
So that's why they don't really want to show that they have these skills over there, because it's a hush hush thing now these days.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, so that is sad. Ruth says, yeah, that is sad. That's horrible, but it happens. You're right. It happens all over, right? So, what do people do now? You mentioned earlier when we started, and Amanda says, yeah, that's horrible. So at the start of the show, you mentioned volcanoes. What do the indigenous people or the city people do in preparation of volcanoes? Or is there anything they can do? Like the quality of the air, do they just cover their mouths or face with a small cloth or?
There's not much they can do about it. I don't know if you guys heard, but a few, I want to say it's been like 5 or 6 years now that there was a huge eruption actually, and everybody who was living on the outskirts of the volcano disappeared because there was no way to find them because of the lava.
Oh, sad.
So sadly, since the earthquakes are earthquakes in what is that? Eruptions are very common. Any for them is just like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? Because it happens. It happens so often that they don't. I mean, they're kind of used to it. Sadly, at that time though, when that happened, people didn't know how big it was going to be, and sadly, it killed a lot of people.
Yes. So
So
unfortunate. Yeah. So Amanda's typed in, yes, I think it was June 2018. I have a friend that lives in Antigua nearby. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Amanda.
Yeah, sadly, a lot of affected then. Okay, you guys. So I am almost done with my yellow color, because I am almost done with the colors that I got. So once I get to the end, I'm going to start tightening it up a little bit, not all the way, but a little bit tighter, so then it can have like a triangle shape. Okay, this one is going to be a little bit difficult because the thread is a little bit thick, but let's try our best. So I'm going to start tightening up a little bit.
So you just slipped it over, same type of thing, going to the left. Okay.
Pattern to the right, we're going to lift the two on the sides. The one on the left, we're going to lift the one in the middle. But I'm tightening it up a little bit more so that I can have the same beginning that I have here, or the same ending that I had at the beginning. So now I'm going to try to tighten a little bit more. Okay. And there. And at the end, I just kind of make a little notch over here. So you guys can see. I'll show you. There. So that's, I just wanted to have the triangle shape. But I got it.
So pretty. So you just, okay, so to get that shape, if I was to just verbalize it, it's just pulling it tighter.
A little bit tighter, but not all the way tighter. So like, let's say this one was a little bit loose, this was a little bit tighter, gradually. So then don't go all cold turkey because it's going to look. Yeah.
Do you guys get turkeys in Guatemala? Do you have turkeys in Guatemala?
Yeah, we do. We
But
cook them
not
open.
Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving
No,
is
we don't have
no.
things. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw, but I just cut the ends of these threads that I used. You can just cut it right to the end. It doesn't matter. It's not going to become undone or anything like that. So now I am going to undo my little belts that Nasima got us. And this is, so we got a lot of thread over here for this one. So don't worry, it's going to be a lot of waste anyways too. So what I usually do is that I kind of measure a little bit over, I don't know, like this length, I don't know, like a foot probably. And then I'll trim it. And then for this end, you can either do the same end that we did, you twist both of them on the right and then they will twist together to the left, or you can do a little braiding in here. And I'm going to do a braid because I don't know, I just want to show you guys the two ends that we can have.
So Raquel, while you're braiding that,
Mhm.
so the leftover strings are the strings that are cut off. I mean, people could certainly try and see if they could work that too, for additional practice and make a little smaller
Oh,
bracelet or
one?
just weave for fun.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
definitely do that. Yeah, they can definitely do that. I'm imagining this will be the size of for a child, right? So it will be like a really small wrist. So it's a small bracelet.
Oh,
So
I see what you're saying. So yeah, for the purposes of the class is why Raquel's made a smaller bracelet. But for
Mhm.
those doing it for yourself, you want to make sure you weave enough length to your liking so that it works and fits your wrist. Um, good point there
Yeah.
with the leftover string there. So you may not have as much leftover string by the time you're done with your bracelets at
Hmm.
home. Mhm.
Yep. And let me see. Okay, so I got to the point in which I have enough. Like I think I got a really good length for the bracelet or the thread, I guess. Sorry. And I'm going to make a little knot in here. This is a little bit thick of material, but we can do it. Okay. So there. I just wanted to make sure that it's tight. Okay. And this little end over here, I didn't cut the last end of the yellow part. I just threaded it in between the orange. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the little ends over here, you can actually trim it because it's not going to become undone either. And then the end of it, since it looks a little bit funky, I just want to trim it just so all of them can look even. Oh, if my sister worked. Okay, so there. And then again, you can just put it again and then go under the little loop or inside the little loop. And that's it. And then you can make a little knot over here. And those are the two bracelets. I can't hear you, Nasima, if you're talking.
Oops. They are beautiful, Raquel. They're
Thanks.
beautiful. I love them. How cool is that?
Yeah. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope it wasn't that difficult or too confusing. But these instructions are really cool for the first one. Very easy to follow. And if you guys want to, I can also upload instructions for the second one. Very straightforward. You guys will be able to do it at home without any. So I
You know what, Raquel? I want to just remind everyone. I know I've said it a few times, but the recording will be available on the website, intlfest burnsville.org. Go under the tab and section for crafts. It'll be posted on there along with that picture and that direction of what's in the kit, so you can get your own strings, your own thickness and thinness to what you like. Now that you've got some experience on it or have watched it, you kind of get a feel for the thickness of the string you'd probably want to work with and the beads you'd want to work with, etc. Also check out the Places and Faces tab because there's some great links on information to Guatemala. And there is a lovely kids book called, let's see here, Abuela's Weave. And what does abuela mean, Raquel?
or grandmother.
Uh-huh. So
Mhm.
yeah, so that's what there is. And Raquel, if while I'm talking about
Oh,
the feedback and closing pieces, do you want to just take a quick moment? We've got time,
oh,
about 10 minutes or so before we end. And thank you again, for all the participants to attend. And I hope you enjoyed it. It certainly sounds like you enjoyed it. Amanda says hermoso. So tell us what
hermoso,
hermoso means.
beautiful.
Beautiful. And
Yes,
Ruth says, very cute. And I say, I couldn't agree more. I second both of what they say. It's beautiful, and what a nice skill set to have
yeah.
and
So
do
this is,
this. I mean, kids can even, you know, why couldn't they make a bunch of that and just sell it themselves? For cheap. It doesn't have to be expensive, but I mean, you could have a little source of little pocket money coming in. or
yes,
or for presents, when you go
yes,
invite to birthday parties or different parties or little things, party flavors or favors. You
yeah,
could make that. That
definitely.
would be fun. Yeah.
So this is, I wanted to show you guys before we end. This is what one of the big ones will look like. Like this is the first step. This will be the second and third step, and then we'll end up something like this, like the last one that I show you. But this is the aguja or the needle that I was telling you about.
Oh,
You can do
cool.
out of wood, out of bone, animal bone, but this one is a wood one because I couldn't bring one from Guatemala. um, so this is the one we use, and this over here, obviously the threads. It's there. I don't even remember how many threads we have over here. So then, for the purpose of this one, same thing. We're going to go with the same pattern that we did in the bracelet, but since there are so many, we need the little this tool in order to lift the
Uh-huh. So it can lift more than one little string at a time.
yes, yep.
How do you figure out which string to lift when? Are
So
there
we
little teeth behind that bone thing? Or
what,
is that
the what?
bone your
No,
bone
this is
needle?
not bone. This
Yeah,
is
is
not.
it?
I can't bring one a bone one to the U.S.
Okay, got it, got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that looks great. So here's a note I'm going to read to you from Ruth. Thank you so
Hmm.
much. This was interesting. Can't wait to make my own. And it's gorgeous. And Amanda said hermoso. I posted also in the chat the website for the Burnsville, uh, where to find the craft and directions, so you can go on there. The video and the recording will be there. I do want to also let you know that we will be sending out an email to you that'll come to you from the same place where you got the information on the Zoom webinar. So it'll come to you from Burnsville International Festival with a feedback, and it's probably going to be some sort of a survey tool like a survey monkey, because that's free of charge and it doesn't cost us to do that. We would love your feedback on the class. We would love your feedback on the class. Ruth says, can she hold up the wooden piece again, please?
Oh, like this one over here.
Yeah, like yeah, the little wooden tool.
Oh, the wooden tool. Oh, this one.
Yeah. So if you can bring it closer, there's a little hole at the end, isn't
Yeah,
there?
right here. So then sometimes when we're making these long patterns over here in the bottom, it has to be something that can go all the way, right? You can either do something like this to move the thread from this side to this side, or you can, I have, my sister sent me this one, which is a little bit, it's the same concept, but it's a little bit longer. Do you see? And it's still same thing. It has a little hole at the end, so we can put the thread in there, or otherwise we can use the small one, the small tool. You see?
Yep,
So
thank you, Raquel. That's very interesting, very interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just typing something in the chat here about the feedback, just so people have that.
Yeah.
That again, look for an email that'll
Hmm.
come requesting feedback, and we really appreciate all the feedback, the good and what we could work upon,
Hmm.
because you never know in this art, in the changing world, we may offer another class. So do visit our website often. Find us on Facebook. We have a group page if you do Facebook. Also look at the city of Burnsville, and they could point you to us as well. And they themselves also have a lot of different things that they offer. Many of them are inexpensive or free as well. And let me just finish typing this one note here and see if anybody has any questions at all. And again, Raquel, thank you so much. We're just going to wait a moment here and see if anyone has any questions at all.
Yes, of course. Yeah, no problem.
And Amanda says, thank you so much for showing us a little bit of your amazing tradition.
Oh, thank you. You guys are welcome. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah. And Ruth says, thank you. Loved this class. Yeah, I think we are good, just in time. How about that? You did a wonderful job, Raquel. Thank you so much.
Yes, of
And
course.
thank you, Amanda and Ruth, for attending and making this class so much fun. And we're all learning as we move along in this art in our changing world, and doing classes virtually and through chat, addressing questions, etc. So thank you for your patience as